Yo, what's up, you guys? Sorry for the wait. I know y'all been waiting for this one. I finally got on to see Nosferatu, right? This movie confused me a bit. I had to see it twice. That's why it took so long. But I'm here to give y'all an in-depth breakdown in my review of it. Let's get it. So the movie follows the newlyweds, Thomas and Elena Hedder, right? Elena, ever since she was a kid, has been psychically linked to the demon vampire king Nosferatu. It is implied when she was a kid, she straight up told us she was lonely as a child, and she called out for anyone to help her, and Nosferatu was the one who answered. It is heavily implied that there was some grooming involved. He did assault her. We saw it. But this movie is a classic case of Stockholm syndrome, in my opinion, right? We will be getting to that later, but first, let's just talk about the positives of the movie. The movie is a visual spectacle, a masterpiece. Like Eggers, the dude directed this, I need to go see some of his works, because this movie truly engaged all five of your senses at the same time, truly left you at the edge of your seat wanting more after every interaction between any character. It was just that good of like the scenery, the camera work, the music. Like, it truly did do a great job of building suspense, building the narrative, building the story without even having to say too much. Data showed you instead of telling you. It was great all around. This, like, the director deserves and the actors deserve all the cheers, all the praise for this. I really hope they win awards for this. But let's get into some of these characters. Thomas, I'll stake you myself Hutter. Thomas, Mr. Lock-In Hutter. Thomas, standing on business Hutter. Me personally, Thomas is my second favorite character in this movie. Because the second because when he was locked in the castle at Nosferatu, right, trying to do the deal with him, the second Nosferatu started doing mind games and like draining his blood, he immediately tried to get out the castle. No games, immediately tried to get out. And then when he failed, he immediately tried to kill the demon. And then when that failed, and he woke up the next night, he jumped out the window. Mr. Locked In. And it don't stop there. Half dead. He got on horseback, rode back to his women cross country. It don't stop there. When he found out this demon was the same demon who was giving his wife, not only groomed his wife, was one who was giving his wife night afflictions, because she'd be given like nightmares and seizures, giving her night afflictions, night terrors, seizures, torturing her telepathically. He immediately went on the offensive, said, "I'll stake him myself. Give me the iron stake." Thomas, brother was so locked in. Even when the demon took control of his wife, possessed her, and she started talking craziness, talking about how she never loved him and how he can never please him. He can never please her like how the demon does. Without waver, ripped her clothes off and showed her why exactly she chose him. Showed her, bro. The demon's mind games were strong, but Thomas's stroke game is stronger. Thomas 10 toes. Thomas had her eyes rolling back, no exorcism. I wanted to jump up, do a backflip, and applaud my brother for his work right there. The demon can't mess with you, and you knew it. Again, when he found out the demon was the same demon messing with his wife, him, his boy, the doctor, and Willem Dafoe's character, which we're gonna get into, when immediately went on demon smoke. But let's talk about his boy here, which I think is probably the second saddest character aside from Elena, simply because he was just trying to be a W man. All he wanted to do was help his boy out. He knew his wife was going through night terrors and afflictions, but said, yeah, she can still stay at my house while you're out of town. He knew his wife not loved her, but was close to her and would defend her with all her might. And he still said, you know what, I'll take the brunt of all of it. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter because Nosferatu killed all of them anyway. The vampire didn't even kill him. He did him the worst. He hit him with hypnosis, talking about wake not, while he slaughtered his family. I feel bad for him. But one thing I can't slide is him sleeping with his dead wife. Necrophilia, can't do it. That, sir, you're on your own, but I do feel bad for you, man. Now, for the man who stole the show himself, Mr. Aura, as you can tell, Willem Dafoe's character, Dr. Fevers, I forgot his name. He was I don't want to say the MVP, but he was the SVP, if y'all play Marvel Rivals, of this entire film. Without him, they would have never figured out who it was Nosferatu. Without him, they would have never figured out how they could possibly kill him, right? Without him, they couldn't even figure out what's possibly going on with Ellen. Without him, they would have never figured out that even though Thomas was standing on business, Thomas 10 toes is what I like to call him. He knew it was Ellen who had to save the day. And that's why I'm gonna tie this back into Stockholm Syndrome. Ellen was a lonely child. She wanted love. And when she finally got it, she just accepted it, not knowing, not caring where it came from. And I know a lot of us can, relate to that. Not me, though. I don't do that. But I know a lot of people do relate to that. And the obsession that comes with it, the trauma that comes with it, is truly heavy and it's hard to bear. And that's what I feel like what Nosferatu kind of exemplifies, that trauma, that way of having to be pure and all that. 'Cause remember, this is a Puritan society, so like being a virgin and all that is still like on top of all the women's minds. So her being like kind of disvalued by this demon kind of like ruined her. But Thomas, being Thomas Tento, the man he is, truly said, "F all that, you're with me now. You're with me now." And it kind of showed like, even though if you come from trauma, you can still find your love. Like, you don't have to blame everything on that darkness. And that's what Thomas did. But at the end of the day, even though Thomas stood on business, it was Ellen who saved the day. It was her sacrifice, her love and sacrifice, her love for her husband and her community and her friend, which allowed her to sacrifice herself to the demon, knowing his obsession would keep him there until the morning time, where he would simply fizzle out and die, which she did. Ellen, you are the true MVP. But I got one more question for you guys. First of all, the movie was an 8.5 out of 10. I love this movie, probably my favorite movies out of 10. But my question is, who y'all got winning? Nosferatu or the original Count himself, Dracula? Me personally, I got my boy Dracula. But anyways, y'all go in the comments and let me know. It's been Dave, y'all. Peace.